Let's go.
Welcome to the MLB Prop Pick Show, powered by the Bat X. I'm John Metler, hosting today, pinch hitting for Jingles. He's Derek Carty. What's up to the chat? We got back-to-back reads, Yo and Ayo, pretty close there. Happy Friday. Let's go. He's got a big board today, Derek Carty, like he said there in the chat. We got 5 bets for you today. Derek, how's your day going so far?
Going well. Good morning so far. Looking at the board, and you see so much stuff popping up, showing good value and potential angles that maybe the books aren't considering. So those days always feel good.
Yeah, it's always nice when you open up the board and you see a bunch of edges right away, and you're like, let's get into it. So as I say that, let's get into it, because these props move really fast, and if you're better, time is sometimes not your best friend. So the release procedure, if you're new to the release show, Derek has 5 bets for you. We'll tell you the game we're betting on, the prop market, the team, the player, the bet, and then we'll kind of have Derek break those down using the Bat X projections, kind of put in some words to those projections as well. So let's get right into it. We're going to be at Bet36. First one's FanDuel. We're going to FanDuel first. This one did kind of move on us a little bit, so we got to switch books here. Yeah. We're going Tampa Bay Rays, Boston Red Sox, Fenway Park.
Moved again. Any chance we can try Rivers? They had the same number.
All right, let's jump to Bet Rivers if we can, Mick. You're looking for Rays Red Sox, and you're looking for pitcher strikeouts if you're trying to jump around here.
I'm not expecting this one to stay put very long. It's been moving all morning, or at least all morning since the bat adjusted its projections. And it moved again.
You still want this one, Derek, or you want to move on?
Is there any chance we can try 365, Mick?
Rays 365, Mick.
They were like 1 point off of the original line.
It sounds silly, but every point literally matters when you come down to the end of the year and you're doing your records. It
really does. Yeah. So that's fine. We'll take it there.
That one. Okay. That's pretty close to what we had.
Thank you very much, Mick.
We are going Drew Rasmussen, Tampa Bay Rays under 2.5 strikeouts, -105 at Bet365. So once again, that's Drew Rasmussen, Tampa Bay Rays starting pitcher under 2.5 strikeouts, -105 at Bet365. Derek, you want to break this one down?
Yeah. Rasmussen, if you followed his last start, he got yanked really early and everyone was like, what is happening? The Rays came out and said that they're managing his innings. He has an innings cap this year. He's going too close to it. They're gonna pull him back for a few turns through the rotation. He's going to basically serve as an opener in front of Joe Boyle for his next few starts. And we're kind of expecting 2 innings here for him, basically. Could wind up being more than that. But last year, when he came back from injury, they kind of eased him in this same type of way, and he didn't go more than 2 innings. He went 2 innings last week. So that's probably what we're expecting here. So under 2.5 for only 2 innings, around even money is good value, especially going into a tough park in Boston. So as much as I think Rasmussen's a good pitcher, we're not expecting any kind of volume for him here today.
Yeah, especially if you're like the Rays have kind of playoff aspirations here. So if you have a pitcher with a inning limit, that kind of gets more serious. If you're like we want him for the postseason.
We want him for the postseason. Yeah.
So that's where that kind of was factors in. Do you have a price you would stop to play the side, like a break even kind of, just because chat's saying here -110 DK, it is moving fast too, just to kind of give people an idea.
So right now, the Bat X is projecting a hair under 2 innings, just in case, because last year there was a start where he didn't go 2 innings. He just went 1, which is possible here as well. And the projection is 1.7 strikeouts, about a 70% win rate on this. So you can bet this down to -125 probably, and you're still looking good. -130, you're still probably fine. There is variability in this. We don't know how long he's going. Like, we're kind of just guessing, but I would be comfortable taking this down pretty far.
Okay. So like -125 was kind of the range there.
-125, -130. I think I'm still in it.
Okay. Just to give people an idea, because this one is moving fast. So just they do have an idea here. So the first bet is Drew Rasmussen under 2.5 strikeouts, -105, Bet365. We'll move to the second bet here. going back to Bet365, hopefully staying on Bet365. We're going Cubs, Yankees, and we're looking for the pitcher hits allowed market. And do you still want that number?
Let me just quickly confirm because that moved, but I think we'll still, we'll still take that. I think DraftKings might be 5 points better, but we'll just take it here.
We'll give it out that. Well, and then we'll look at DraftKings as well. So it's Chris Flexen over 3.5 hits allowed for the Chicago Cubs here, starting pitcher. So once again, that's Chris Flexen over 3.5 hits allowed plus 110. Derek, you want to break this one down? I'll go check out DraftKings for their price.
Yeah, this is almost an opposite situation of Rasmussen, where Flexen has pitched out of the bullpen all year for the Cubs. But he has a history as a starter. He's always been a starter in his career. He started a few games in the minors to start the year before they called him up, put him in the bullpen, and that's where he's pitched. But he's like really stretched out. He threw 64 pitches a week ago. If he wanted to throw 80 pitches today, or if they wanted him to throw 80 pitches, he could. Beat writers have kind of called this a bullpen game today, but I'm expecting Flexen to be more than just an opener. I think there is a chance he goes 80 pitches. I think we'll see at least 3 innings out of him. And he's facing the Yankees. So plus 110 on this. Again, there's uncertainty with how much we're going to get out of him. The bat right now is projecting about 70, 75 pitches, and about 4.5 hits. So I do like this.
Chat's helping us out here, and I went and checked too. It is plus 115 at DraftKings. JPC Fourth also point out you can also use the Alt 4+, which would be the same.
What is the Alt 4.5? If you're getting like plus 170 on that or something, that's probably even better.
Well, check that out, chat. Go look for the Alt. But
yeah, someone tell us what our Alt lines look like.
Just the Alt market with the 4+ there, he said is also plus 115 at DraftKings. So you can, I'm sure within a couple minutes that will start to move as well. But DraftKings does have the best price. Chris Flexen over 3.5. It's allowed plus 115. 5 plus 285.
Any chance we want to jump on that? Show that, Mick. We'll throw that on the card. We'll take the Chris Flexen hits ladder.
Just drop to 220.
That's fine. I'll still take it there.
All right. You want to throw? Can you throw that up on the screen, Mick? Is that possible?
Sorry, we're asking a lot of Mick today. DK, I would imagine, is probably the best place for that, or 365 has it too, I think.
I can check the alts quickly. I think nothing like plus 285.
285 would have been amazing. Anyone who got in on that, you should be feeling real good.
Yeah, scroll over for the 5+ there. So plus 220.
We'll take it at 220.
Lock it in. So we're going a little ladder action here on Chris Flexen. 5+ hits allowed, or over 4.5, however you want to look at it. Plus 220. So we got a ladder here on Chris Flexen.
It's also worth noting, like, Chris Flexen's ERA is like 0.7 this year or something insane. There's nothing different about him. He is the same guy who is not very good. So I think that's probably baked into some of these numbers too, where he's clearly going to regress.
Yeah, it looks better than it is on the surface, I think.
Yeah.
So we got 2 bets there for Chris Flexen. We're going to go over 3.5 or plus 115 at DraftKings. Then we're also going to ladder. We're going to go 5+ for plus 220 there. We'll move on to the third bet here, and we are going back to Bet365. And we're looking for the Padres Phillies game once you get to Bet365. Poor Mick's just got like 20 sports books open right now, jumping around.
Mick is a superstar.
And then we're looking for the base on balls allowed or walks allowed for starting pitcher. And that number is there.
Still there.
So we are going Ryan Bergert under 1.5 walks allowed plus 160. Once again, that's Ryan Bergert under 1.5 walks allowed plus 160. Derek, you want to break this one down?
Yep. This is similar to a lot of the walk plays that we do, where he projects for 1.6 walks, close to a coin flip here that we're getting at very good plus money. He's not an especially good pitcher. He's not an especially good control artist. He's facing a Phillies offense that knows how to draw a walk. It's really just about kind of price here. This is a spot where he projects, to win this about half the time, and they're giving us really good odds on it.
Yeah. At the end of the day, everything's just a probability.
Yeah.
Like, I always joke with that. People are like, they're like, oh, this team is terrible. It's like, they can be terrible and we can have a really good probability on them to win. Both can be true, right? So that's the funny part about sports betting. JPC4 saying plus 150 ESPN there as well. So it does look like the plus 160 at Bet365 is the best price. So we're locking that one in. Move on to, I guess, the fifth bet now. We have 6 because we did ladder Chris Flexen.
Right.
We're going back to DraftKings. We're just going like back and forth. DraftKings Bet365. We're looking for Mets Royals. And we're looking for the batter or hitter walks market. And the player we're looking for is Brandon Nimmo. And that price is there too. So we're rolling now. We're going Brandon Nimmo over half a walk or 1+ walk here, plus 230. So once again, that's Brandon Nimmo over half a batter walk, plus 230. Derek, you want to break this one down?
Yeah, this is another one kind of where it's the number we're giving us. The bat projects this as let me see, as about a 39% win rate. So at 230, we're looking good. Nimmo's walks have been down this year relative to past years, but he's the same hitter more or less than he's always been, and he has a long track record of drawing walks. So I know it's a half a season. It feels like a big sample size. It's really not yet. So part of this is just based on expecting Nimmo's walk rate to regress back up to what it has literally always been in his career. He's 32. He's not like he's super old. He's still hitting the ball well. Pitchers aren't really going to be approaching him very differently. So that's kind of the angle on this one.
Just because you briefly mentioned it there, what is like a sample size for baseball where you'd like be like, this player is different? Like where like
it really all depends on what we're talking about, and
okay.
Like every metric kind of has its own level. So it's not an easy question to answer.
Okay, so it depends on the market, depends on
and that's kind of why I rely on projections, because it can kind of account for all those intricacies and weigh everything the right amount from previous years or whatever you need to do, adjust for context. So not an easy answer, unfortunately.
Yeah, I always look at that because you'll see like maybe some batter maybe this year has like reverse splits, but like in the past he's crushed lefties more than righties, and you're like, I mean, you don't even like, it's like 50 at bats. You're like, I don't even know what lefties he was facing. Could have been all aces. Like
exactly.
Knows, right? Like all
splits are one of those things that are like really noisy. You have to be really careful about paying too much attention to small samples on splits.
All right, noted. All right, we'll move on to the last bet here. We are going to Bet365, going to the back to the Cubs Yankees game, and we're looking for batter strikeouts. And the player we are looking at, and you still want that number?
5 points off. We can still take that.
Okay. So the bet here is Oswald Peraza under half batter strikeouts plus 150. Once again, that's Oswald Peraza under half batter strikeouts or hitter Ks plus 150 at Bet365. Derek, you want to break this one down?
Yeah, he's facing Chris Flexen, who we talked about earlier, who I don't think is anywhere near the caliber of pitcher that he's been this year. And even if you look at what he's done, his strikeout per 9 is only like 4.5 or something. Like he's not a big strikeout guy. We expect him to go fairly deep into this game, almost the perfect depth, because he's not going to be able to throw like 100 pitches, but he might be able to go like 4 or 5 innings where Peraza gets 2 at-bats, and then we see him pinch hit 4 when somebody else comes in. That's kind of really what we're hoping for here. Peraza, not a huge strikeout guy anyway. Some pinch hit risk against a pitcher who really doesn't strike guys out. That's kind of what we're looking at here with Peraza.
Kind of a disappointing prospect, right, for the Yankees at this point, where it's like,
Yeah, I mean, I feel like he's one of those guys that, like, because he was a Yankees prospect, people expected
More.
more of him. But
Fair.
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. So the bet is Oswald Peraza under half batter strikeouts plus 150 bet 365. So we have 6 bets today from Derek Carty. You can see them scrolling around the bottom there. Drew Rasmussen under 2.5 strikeouts. Chris Flexen over 3.5 hits allowed. Chris Flexen 5+ hits allowed plus 220 there on the ladder. Ryan Bergert under 1.5 walks plus 160. Brandon Nimmo over half walks plus 230, and Oswald Peraza under half hitter strikeouts plus 150. Derek, thanks for the 6 bets. We will let you go. I have some home run props I'm going to give out after this. I have a couple of bets of my own. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for the bets. Enjoy your weekend.
All right. You too. Thanks a lot.
All right. See you later, Derek. All right. Wild Turkey, you said in the chat there, Derek hit the King of the Diamond promo with Sanchez a couple weeks ago. I actually hit Wilmer Flores a couple weeks before that. I have some home run picks for you. Derek didn't have any home run bets today, but I do have a couple here. So let's get right into them. The first one, I'm going with Dansby Swanson to hit a home run plus 550. He's at Yankee Stadium. He's taking on Carlos Rodon. It is one of those like tricky spots with, the home run market where Carlos Rodon is a really good starting pitcher. He's having a really good year, but he is susceptible to home runs. He's given up 15 this year, 11 to righties. Last year, if you remember, he gave up 31, 28 to right-handed pitchers. So while he is having a really good season, he does give up home runs. Dansby Swanson, he is a right-handed bat who hits better against lefties as well. So the split's kind of a line there. It's kind of been throughout his whole career. He's always been slightly better against left-handed pitchers as well. Dansby Swanson, last 15 days, batting over 340, only 1 home run, but you still like that the bat's running hot here. I think he has a hit in 9 straight games. So projections, thought this should be closer to like plus 375. So plus 550 really stood out as a price point here. So I'm going to grab Dansby Swanson at Yankee Stadium to hit a home run. Jared King saying plus 575, 365. Grab that number. That's better than what I bet. We'll move on to the next one here. And we're going to go with Seiya Suzuki. So I'm going with teammates here at Yankee Stadium. Same thing. I mean, if you're going to give me plus 425 in Yankee Stadium, which is a ballpark that obviously yields home runs, and you're giving me a guy who has 25 on the year against a starting pitcher who serves him up against righties. You also like that, like when you're playing like kind of like the splits game, it's like Seiya Suzuki, he has 25 on the year, 17 against right-handed pitchers. So even if they do flip back to the righty, it's not like this prop is completely dead. He's going to probably sit between P. Crow Armstrong and Kyle Tucker in the lineup. So he might even just catch a lefty reliever out of the bullpen. He, like I said, 17 of his 25 been against righties. Against righties, but he has 8 against lefties, which obviously is less, but way less at bats. It's only about like 90 at bats. He has those 8 home runs. Same guy. It's 2 right-handed bats for the Cubs. 2 guys in Yankee Stadium. You like that for them as well. Projections had this about plus 275 in that range. So at plus 425, give me Seiya Suzuki to hit a home run. Last one here. Then I have an SGP as well. I think you can kind of see where the SGP is going. I'm going to take Wyatt Langford. He's in Houston tonight. He's swinging a really good bat right now. He was just at Angel Stadium last 4 games. I think his last 3 games here, he had 5 hits, 3 walks. So you can just see like the quality of those at bats. It's going to be righty. He's facing Lance McCullers Jr. Wyatt Langford, not someone that bothers him. He actually has a higher OPS against righties this year. 10 of his 14 home runs have come against righties. Lance McCullers Jr. though, like I said, it's righty. Lance McCullers Jr. against right-handed batters this year, batting over 300, over 1,000 OPS. So you kind of like that right-handed bat in where it's not Minute Maid Park anymore. I forget what it's called. It's a weird name, but it's in Houston. So right-handed bat, you like that for Wyatt Langford in that ballpark. That also plays way better than his home ballpark of Globe Life Field there. So plus 500, like this closer to like plus 375. So I'm going to take Wyatt Langford at plus 500. McCullers is so bad. How's that plus 500? Yeah, like Derek says, you're always just betting prices. So when I saw the plus 500 for Wyatt Langford, he's swinging a hot bat. You put him in Houston, kind of all the lines there. Plus 520 Fanatics. You can bet that one. Lastly, I do have an SGP. We kind of always do this on Fridays, a little FanDuel SGP action. So I put this together at FanDuel. I went Dansby Swanson, home run, Seiya Suzuki, home run, Cubs money line. I just feel like the money line, also the Yankees. I actually had the Yankees on the money line yesterday as a straight bet. They had a tough series against the Mariners. Yesterday, they went to extra innings. I think they've used Devin Williams back-to-back days here out of the bullpen, which is one of their, I think, their best arm out of the bullpen. So from a money line perspective, Carlos Rodon too, when you're like looking at this, Carlos Rodon, as good of a pitcher as he is, he's not someone who gets deep into the games. He's like 5-6 innings. So with the bullpen kind of playing some like high leverage games here, and then also, you know, Rodon doesn't really get deep into the game. I also like that for like Dansby Swanson and Seiya Suzuki, that if Carlos Rodon comes out, they're not guys with like crazy splits where all of a sudden it falls off a cliff. Like they only mash left-handed pitching. They both hit left-handed pitching way better, but it's not like you're giving something up if they all of a sudden they bring in a righty. So I feel like kind of all that aligns, plus 3 or 37-1 here. You'll probably have a boost too as well. You can use it on this at FanDuel. I did as well. So that's my SGP. Gonna pair those together. We were talking about this with Jingles the other day about pairing teammates. I like pairing teammates for home runs because if a game does kind of get out of control, I just feel like you can gain some edges you didn't expect to be there. So give me Suzuki, Dansby Swanson, Cubs money line there. That's it. That's the show. We got 6 picks from Derek Carty. Make sure you get those bets in. Those are my home run bets. You can, like I said, you can bet those at DraftKings. There's the King of the Diamond promo as well. So look for some good prices there. This concludes the MLB Prop Pick Show, powered by the Bad X. Good luck with your bets. Enjoy the weekend. Mick, play the song.
Let's go.